G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's the gold technical analysis. We're also looking at some shares and ETFs, which are listed there on the screen, but also just be mindful we're looking at a neutral, somewhat neutral trend across the different time frames, and we do have a divergence to be aware of. So this is the gold commodity price, and we've got the weekly, daily and hourly for those new to the channel. It's a bit busy, I know, but here we've got the ADX 25, our trend indicator, along with the CCI 400, and that's showing a somewhat bullish movement at the moment. You'll notice the price is making some advancements over the last few weeks. However, just do notice on the CCI 150, our divergence indicator, that's giving us a double top versus a higher highs on the price. So that indicates a possible reversal, or at least a retrace to the downside. So just be aware of that. On the daily, you can see here the ADX and the CCI 400 are both broken up into a bullish momentum, somewhat sideways but bullish, I would say. Within the CCI 150, a divergence indicator is moving in line with the price. And on the hourly chart, you'll notice there's also a bullish movement on the ADX and the CCI 400. But notice here we've had a couple of, actually three different distinct bullish divergence between those lows there and those lows there, and then higher lows there on that secondary level, which goes up to that point, and each of these areas have retraced to the upside before falling further. And the last bullish divergence we've got here is between that point to those points on the price. You can see there it's actually advanced quite nicely, and that looks like it's gone. If I draw a Fibonacci level between that low and that high, you can see there it's actually retraced and currently resting just on the 61% level. It's actually broken through it, but it's actually come back and rested on that 61%. Now that 61% is a key area to look out for, because if it breaks much higher than that, we're going to expect a reversal. But again, just be mindful, we've got the weekly bearish divergence. So even though it's tracing upwards on the lower time frames, we may see a pullback in the on the weekly, which could be a much bigger decline. Now I'll go through the rest of these fairly quickly. But we've got first off SPDR gold shares, which is GLD.
Buy at market executed.
And what I've got here, let me just turn that down. What I've got here is basically, again, this is GLD, somewhat bullish on the CCI 400 on the weekly and the daily, even though it's now approaching its moving average on the CCI 400. The CCI 150 is showing no sign of divergence. And on the hourly, which is more often than not the divergence are showing up, we did have a bearish divergence back here. It fell down. You can see there, if I drew a Fibonacci retrace between that low and that high, you can see there it's bounced off the 50% level. Next we've got Newmont Mining, and on the weekly you can see there it's pretty bearish at the moment, although it's hit this support level at 33.58, but we do have a bullish divergence down here on the CCI 150 versus the price, so we may possibly see it bounce from there. But again, for this divergence to fail, we need to see the CCI drop below that entry point there. On the daily, we do also have a bearish movement and trend, but again, it hasn't reached this support level, so that's sort of in line with the weekly. So we could have a double bottom here and bounce from there possibly. And again, don't forget, this could be just a retrace, doesn't mean it's going to be a full scale reversal. And on the hourly chart, same sort of thing. We had a bearish divergence back here. I actually had a couple of them, and the price fell off in each of those instances, and more recently there, and this one fell well below almost 100% level. And at the moment we do have a bullish divergence here on that level. You can see there, if I move that trend, let me just if I move that trend to there, you can see there that's bottomed out there, or there, double bottom. And we could see another retrace more to the upside in the short term. The hourly moving average of the CCI 400 is showing bullish, and so is the ADX 25 as well. So that's in line with potentially a bounce at this level here on the CCI 150. Next we've got Shares Gold Trust, IAU. And again, we've got a bullish movement on the ADX, somewhat neutral to bearish on the CCI 400, so not giving us much clearance there. And on the daily, we do have a bullish movement and much of a neutral as well on the CCI 400. the CCI 150 is moving in line with the price on the daily. On the hourly, bullish movement on the ADX, bullish on the CCI 400, and the CCI 150 is moving in line with the price. So bullish movement at the moment there as well. I'll just move that, give you a better indication there. And lastly, well, not lastly, actually, we've got Barrick Gold, ABX. Bearish on the weekly. You can see it's bounced off that resistance and still making further declines. No divergence to talk of. On the daily, we've got a bearish movement. The ADX is just broken to a bullish mode, but ever so slightly, but still bearish at the moment. And the 150, CCI 150 is moving in line with the price. On the hourly, bullish on the ADX, somewhat neutral to bullish on the CCI 400. And we do have again another divergence to be aware of, that bullish movement on the CCI 150 versus those lower lows on the price. And we could see a bit slightly higher retrace to the upside. And lastly, we've got Direction Daily Junior Gold, which is JNUG. Bullish on the weekly. The CCI 150 is showing a somewhat bullish movement versus a double bottom on the price. It may have already done its dash on that little retrace there, possibly. So I wouldn't be going too confident on going long on that one. On the daily, it's bearish with both the CCI 400 and the ADX. And the CCI 150 is moving in line with the price, so no divergence there. On the 150, bullish movement on the ADX, bullish on the CCI 400. We had a couple of bullish movements here on the CCI 150, one double bottom there on the 150 versus the price, it bounced, and another bullish movement on the CCI 150 there versus that movement on the price as well, and that could have also have just done its movement and completed its retrace before possibly taking a decline again, so be careful about going long. Sometimes these retraces are just simply that, just a retrace. It doesn't mean a full-scale reversal, as I keep saying. Just go through some economic outlooks for gold and the economy. Some influencing prices with rising inflation. Continuing concerns about inflation globally provide some support for gold safe haven. Federal Reserve policy. Fed's ongoing rate hikes may dampen demand for gold as an alternative investment. And strength of the US dollar. A stronger dollar relative to other currencies can put downward pressure on gold prices. Go back to, market and outlook. Analysts remain mixed on the near-term direction with potential for either sideways movement or renewed volatility depending on economic data and geopolitical developments. Current considerations: inflation versus rate hikes, balancing the impact of inflation on gold's appeal against potential dampening effects. US dollar strength. The dollar's direction remains a key factor to monitor as a significant impact to gold prices, and geopolitical tensions. Any unforeseen tensions or events could tighten volatility in the gold market. Just some data resources for further information should you wish to dig deeper. Again, don't forget we're looking at a potential neutral positioning at the moment with a potential pullback on the weekly chart. There is a couple of divergences playing out throughout the lower charts, including especially the hourly. If you got value out of the video, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.